Welcome to Kitchen Basics 101, where I teach you the bare bone basics as if you have never cooked a day in your life from the perspective of a mom. Today, we're gonna make hard-boiled eggs. I guess soft-boiled if that's what you decide, but I don't know why we should call them hard-boiled or soft-boiled because what they really are is steamed. Personally, I think that the best way to hard-boil an egg is to actually steam it. And there's a couple reasons why. The first reason is because the steam is like a more consistent temperature all the way around. And so for me personally, the whites of the eggs stay way more tender, and you don't have to usually worry about that green ring that sometimes gets on eggs when you boil them. You don't have to worry about vinegar in the water or anything like that. You will need something to steam with. Now you could use a colander. This is a steaming basket. You've probably seen maybe an old-fashioned one that's metal on the top with metal feet, right? This opens up. You can also use this for veggies and stuff, and it has little feet because when you steam, you do not want anything to sit in the boiling water. You just want them to be above the boiling water. A nice heavy pot behind me that has like an inch of water in it, and I'm bringing that up to the boil. I'm just gonna put my eggs here. Now, a couple of tips about eggs. The reason I steam, it makes them more tender, but it also makes them easier to peel, okay? Now, this is tail end of my last dozen of eggs, and here's what I'm going to tell you. If you're making hard-boiled eggs, always use up the old eggs, not just because you always want to use the old eggs first, but because the older the egg is, the more air is between the membrane, the easier they are to peel. So a lot of these eggs are brand new fresh, but older eggs do work better. So I got my little pile of eggs here. Great to have hard-boiled eggs just in the fridge ready to go for so many things. Egg salad, fantastic as just a healthy little snack to have an egg. I love having, you can make deviled eggs, so many things. Here's my little steamer basket. I've got my water boiling. I'm gonna put them in there for about 10 minutes. If you want more of a soft boil or a googie egg so that it's a runny in the middle, like for a ramen or something, I would go more like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, then you're gonna get more of a googie egg. I would do at least 10 minutes if you want to get more of a fully cooked egg that you can scoop out and make like egg salad or deviled eggs. Don't worry about the bottom of my pot. This is my cast iron and she's all stained because she's like 30 years old, but I'm just waiting for the water to come to a boil. And a lot of people ask me about boiling water, so you can already see the steam starting to develop. This water's not at a boil yet, so I'm going to come back and show you. If you want it to boil faster, put the lid on, and I think now we're at a simmer. This is what I would describe. Oh, it's hard to see with the steam. This is what I would describe as a simmer. You have some small bubbles, but we're not quite boiling yet. See how we're getting some pretty aggressive bubbling here at the top of the water? That means we're starting to boil. So we're gonna drop our, carefully, because steam is hot. You don't wanna burn yourself. We're gonna drop our eggs down in there, and we don't want them to touch the water. So we want there to be enough water to boil, but we don't want them touching the water, okay? You see all this glorious steam? We're gonna put our lid back on. This is a pretty heavy lid, so it holds the steam in, and I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes. In the meantime, while we wait for our eggs to cook, let's make an ice bath. This is a large bowl with some ice in the bottom. I'm gonna add some cold water, and I'm just gonna turn this into a really icy cold bath. And the reason that you do this is because, first of all, you wanna halt the cooking of the eggs as soon as you pull them out. So because they're trapped in their little shell and they've been steamed and heated in this boiling water, they're gonna be super, super hot. So if I take them out and I just leave them sitting in the pot or sitting on the counter or sitting in the colander, they're gonna keep cooking and cooking and cooking in their shell because all that heat is trapped in there. So that's called residual cooking. We don't want that. We wanna shock them and stop the cooking. I hear people saying shock the vegetables or blanch the vegetables. That's gonna be your process. You're gonna dip them into the hot water. You're gonna boil them to the point that they get where you want them to be, and then you're gonna shock them in an ice bath, which is just icy, icy cold water. The icier, colder, the better. But you do want water. You don't just want it to be ice, because when we drop the eggs in here, we want that cold water to completely encapsulate them. So you can't just lay them on a bed of ice. You need to add water and make it into a freezing cold bath. Took the eggs out and I put them into my ice bath, and they've been sitting in here cooling. I cooked them for 10 minutes. So if you want them more cooked than I'm gonna show you, then do more than 10 minutes. My peeling method is end tap, gentle roll on the counter, and you can hear the shell separating when you gently roll, okay? And then they peel really beautifully when they're steamed, but they peel even better, like I said, if they're old. So These eggs were like brand new. I just bought them yesterday, or today. So they were not old. So if they're older, sometimes the whole thing will come off in one piece, right? But I'm gonna show you. Look at this. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Let's give it a little rinse. Gorgeous, perfect, unmarred. Let's slice it open. Let's see what we're working with. All right, down the middle. Oh, see now to me, that is perfect. But it's a little bit dark in the middle. So if you wanted to go like 1 more minute, 11, 12 minutes, you could. But for me, that's perfect. These are so tender, not rubbery. And then the yolks retain all that deliciousness. So in another video, I'll show you how to make egg salad maybe. We can do deviled eggs, all kinds of things that we can do. I just wanted to show you how to make a steamed egg. Honestly, a little salt and pepper or a little, let's put Kewpie. Hold on. Come on, we peeled it. We might as well eat it, right? A little Kewpie mayo. Let's do a little Kewpie mayo right on there. Don't judge me, I love it. Cheers, bestie. Why is that so good? What a healthy little like lunch snack too. Little hard-boiled egg packed with protein. So good. Look at that. Perfect. Yum. I hope that helps. You can store them in the shell in the refrigerator, or you can peel them and store them. If you peel them, they will not last as long in the refrigerator. They will last a really like crazy long time in their fridge if you leave them in the shell. I'm gonna peel them just so that they're easy. I'm gonna throw them in a glass container, but you can store them unpeeled like this, or you can store them peeled. Once you peel them, I would say eat them in a couple of days. Here they are in all their peeled glory. Going into a container in the fridge for future eating.